Hey bro, do you want a key blast? Mm, sure. I had just broken my word again. I had taken a key blast, a bump of MDMA, even though I had said to myself that I was on a break. If you don't know me, if you haven't watched my videos before, I'm Bradley Lanigan, obviously. I was a drug addict for about 2-ish years. I was wasting my life, throwing away, drinking, smoking weed, doing almost any drug I can get my hands on. If you need help getting off drugs, stopping that bullshit way of life, check out the link in the description. So at the start, in fact, the whole way through, most of the time I was doing MDMA because it was cheap, it was easy to get my hands on, and it was pretty good. Now I did a lot of different drugs, but this was, I guess, my drug of choice, and it was also the one that I started off with after weed and drink, of course. So me and my friends would do it quite a lot. But I remember, when I was getting into it, I would say I was doing research, and I read that you need at least like 2 to 3 months between the highs of MDMA because it was really fucking bad for your brain, for your serotonin. It flooded your brain with serotonin and dopamine stuff. So you need the time to get your brain to heal. And I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I can do that. 2 to 3 months. If you're doing it, that's not a problem. I can wait that long. But as I explained that story again and again and again, I kept saying yes. I couldn't say no when I was offered these drugs. In fact, the first time I was offered it, it was the same thing. Well, I wasn't offered it. You see, we were out, me and my friends, we were in Reds, this snooker hall, pool hall, and they went off behind my back. I thought they were getting weed. Turns out they were getting ecstasy, which is the pill form of MDMA. And up to this point, I said I would only drink and smoke. Never do hard drugs, only drink and smoke. They said, hey, we're doing ecstasy. I'm like, where can I get some? Without even thinking. See, this is what drugs do to your brain. They make it so you can't say no. I remember feeling so frustrated, especially that day that I was telling you about that story. I can remember it so clearly. Because I was like, oh, I could feel it in my brain. You can feel it's fucking up your brain, MDMA, when you're doing it a lot. And I feel, nah, man, this time I really need to go on a break. I need to wait 2-3 months. This time I really need to wait. And before even thinking, I didn't even have a chance to think, I said yes, and I took it. And a few hours later, I was like, fuck, I fucked up again. And this kept happening a lot. And then eventually I gave up. Eventually I was like, fuck it. I guess my mind just bonded to the fact that I was a drug addict. And it stopped complaining about all that. But I've seen it so many times that just, once you get this ball rolling, it starts to go further and further. I've been reading Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. It talks about hypnotic rhythm. Basically, it's all about habits. What I was explaining there, once you get the ball rolling, you start to just mindlessly step forward, step forward, step forward. Sort of like when you're doing something that you've done thousands of times before, like you're in work, you don't really think about what you're doing, you just do it in front of your face. That was what was happening to me. That's what happens when you're a drug addict. Hypnotic rhythm doesn't have to be bad. It could be good too. It can be these good habits that you're building, and eventually you get the ball rolling, and it's so easy to stick to the gym. But for me and for countless others, we've experienced what it's like to be in this almost state of hypnosis where we don't really want to do that bad drug, or we've got these grand visions ahead of us, but instead we're going this other way. We're going veering off the path to this living hell, this drug addiction that we don't want, that nobody wants. It also happened to me on a bigger scale. I was going down that road and I was saying yes to these drugs I said I would never do. I said I would never do Xanax because people always talk about how bad Xanax is and all that, and I did it. I said I would never do Coke because I had this bad idea of Coke, and I was like, oh, Coke's basically crack. The only difference is baking powder or baking soda. Guess what I did? I did Coke. And butane. Fucking butane, lighter gas. Never in my goddamn life would I have thought that I would be sucking on lighter gas to get high, but I did it. I ended up doing it, and I did it a lot. No doubt in my mind that if this kept going, if I had stayed a fucking drug addict, I'd be doing heroin, I'd be doing crack. These things I would said never in my life would I do. But it's obvious because again and again and again this shit was happening to me. This is why they say weed is a gateway drug, because once you start getting that ball rolling, puts you on a bad path. I would even argue that alcohol and cigarettes are gateway drugs too, but you know, people say, oh, but not everyone who does cigarettes and alcohol does hard drugs and all that bullshit. But the best case is just stay away from all of it. And another thing, it makes you not only say no, you're not able to say no to other people, right? But you can't say no to your feelings. When you get that urge, there's no delay, there's no fuck, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe there's a little bit. But you end up getting high, you end up fucking doing that drug. This is what addiction is. You're not able to say no to your feelings. This is why it develops into daily fucking use of a substance, because it gives you that high, it lets you escape from all that fucking pain temporarily. But it always comes running back, and that's why that feeling hits hard and you're like, fuck, I need to do it again. The smart bit of your brain will realize, hold on, last time I did this, I wanted to escape this pain. The pain is back. In fact, I'm in more pain now. So I'm not going to do that again. But nope. We've become hijacked. Our brains have been hijacked by these addictions, not only just drugs, but of course phones and all that bullshit. All these big companies trying to take over our mind, trying to control the common man. This is why drugs are pushed on people. This is probably why it's so normalized to go out and party. But it's not fucking normal. You need to start saying no. No when that other people want to go out. No when that feeling comes up inside of you, saying, fuck, I need to get high. It's the antithesis, the complete opposite of discipline habits that build your discipline. Because this destroys your discipline, this destroys your ability to face these emotions and say no. This is why what you need to focus on to remove these bad habits is the discipline building habits. I mean, fucking anything can build discipline, to be honest. Anything like you're not always going to want to do. It's anything that isn't just immediately pleasureful, like drugs, like porn, like sex, and scheduling it in and doing it no matter what. It could be something simple as going for a walk, cleaning your room, making your bed. What helped me get through that period of my life was exercise, meditation, and reading. These three, when scheduled in, when you do it, no matter what, you say, fuck it, I'm going to do this shit on this date, today, at this time, and you do it, that gets you one step further away from that bullshit life. That helps you able to say no. Another great thing is socializing, which is what a lot of people are doing when they go out partying, and they confuse that socializing, that fun that is socializing, and they confuse that with the drug use, the drinking, and they think, oh, the drinking's fun. No, the weed is cool and fun. No, the people you're with is fun and cool and you're enjoying spending time with it. Well, not always, because obviously there's people, when they get sober, they lose their friends. I mean, I stopped hanging around with a lot of people I used to when I got sober. Because it clouds your brain. But you can go out, enjoy yourself sober. I mean, you'll know for yourself, a fun night is always going to be a fun night whether you're high or not. A bore night, a shit night is always shit, no matter if you're high, drunk or not. We need to see past this bullshit. This idea that we need it. We need to start saying no. If you're like I was, I'm absolutely tired of living this bullshit way. this mediocre existence, this empty existence that is that path of drug use, of partying. You need to start changing your habits. You need to learn from other people's mistakes. Right now, I'm doing a course, a pre-sale on a course with all these fucking mistakes I made, all this knowledge, all the lessons that I learned over the years of doing those drugs. This is why I believe that I was given this journey so I can help other people to avoid this mistake. And that's what I want to do. So if you check the link in the description, you can get that course. I'm doing a pre-sale, as I said, so it's half the price. Half the fucking price. It's so cheap, $49. When I fully release it, I'm going to double it. $49 to change your fucking life. You don't want to have to go for 2 years, 3 years, maybe 4 years, 10 years. If you've been doing it for a fucking long ass time. I was only partying, drinking, doing drugs for like 3 years. If you've been doing it a long time, like 20 years, 10 years, if you learn by yourself, if you go through all those mistakes yourself, it's going to take you a long, long time. This is why people like me exist. If you want to go the long road, sure, go ahead. I did it. But if you want to save that time and not only get off the partying and drugs, but improve your life so you never go back, then check it out.